Good morning, Belen. I'm Danny Esteban.
And I'm Raul Rodriguez. Welcome to this edition of WBLN for today, February 26, 2018. The 13th annual Florida State Chinese competition was held at Belen with 260 students from 21 different schools attending. The Florida Chinese Teachers Association invited every middle school and high school in Florida offering Chinese classes. The competition included 2 academic tests that either involved speaking, reading, or writing. To recognize their performances, each student received a ranking certificate for every event he/she completed. The team competition consisted of a Jeopardy-style contest with questions on Chinese culture, language, traditions, history, geography, landmarks, people, literature, art, inventions, news, major events, etc. Mr. Philip Wang, Director General of the Taipei Economic and Cultural Office in Miami, addressed the participants during the opening events on Friday in a dining hall. Chinese cultural performances also took place at the opening event, including a Chinese dancing lion. Participating schools included Carrollton School of Sacred Heart, Chinese Learning Center of Miami, Gulliver Academy, Gulliver Preparatory School, and Pinecrest School, Fort Lauderdale.
It was a spectacular Saturday night when Belen filmmakers Jorge Iglesias, Luis Larios, and Timothy Mackle cleaned up at the Ronald Reagan Bison Film Festival. The filmmakers took the best comedy for Enjoy the Show, Jorge Iglesias winning Best Silent Film, Best Director, and Best Film at the festival for his film choice. Mr. Calderon said, "I couldn't be more proud of these fine men who always impress me with their talents and their humility. We will see great things come from them in the future." The 3 seniors are currently working on their final films, which will premiere at the end of the school year in the Roca Theater. We're excited to announce that Belen Jesuit will work with the nonprofit group Breakthrough Miami to ensure that our school population is more reflective of the community we live in. "We consider it a blessing to have this opportunity to work with Breakthrough Miami," said Father Willie. "It is very important that we take active measures to increase our diversity on campus, and after meeting with the people at Breakthrough, I knew they were a great fit. Having met these students, I know that our school will provide a wonderful opportunity for them to grow into the wonderful young men who will become pillars of our community. We are thankful, the families are thankful, and we are all excited about our partnership with Belen," said Managing Program Director Lauren Kellner from Breakthrough Miami. "We're an 8-year academic enrichment program. We work with highly motivated students in Miami that might not have the opportunity to reach their full potential. We want them to always reach their full potential. We begin working with students starting in the summer after 4th grade and offer year-long enrichment courses. We hope to make sure that they remain on track academically and, most importantly, get access to opportunities that they may not have had. Belen Jesuit's population is largely Hispanic, and the school's strategic plan, which was released in August of 2017, calls for us to look at our diversity in terms of socioeconomic and race so we can represent a more diverse student population. This is a step forward in reaching the vision established by that plan."
A week after one of the deadliest mass shootings in modern U.S. history, Florida Governor Rick Scott announced to keep students safe in his state, including suggestions to raise the minimum age to buy a gun, keep weapons out of the hands of the mentally ill, and ban the sale of bump stocks. A former student in Parkland on February 14th, sparking once again heated debate over the middle point between Second Amendment rights and student safety, the governor called for tougher background checks and waiting periods to buy firearms, toughening an act that permits police to place mentally ill people in custody, and the allocation of hundreds of millions of dollars towards improving security in schools and mental health services. The plan consists of, first, increasing restrictions for mentally ill people to purchase guns, and also prohibit a person from possessing a firearm if they are subject to an injunction for protection against stalking, cyberstalking, dating violence, repeat violence, sexual violence, or domestic violence. It also establishes enhanced criminal penalties for threats to schools, such as social media threats or shooting or bombings, and enhanced penalties if any person possesses or purchases a gun after they have been deemed by state law to not have access to a gun. Exceptions on the age for firearms purchasing include active duty and reserve military and spouses, National Guard members, and law enforcement. Secondly, Scott proposed a $450 million initiative for student safety, calling for the presence of a resource officer in every public school and giving sheriff's departments the power to train additional school personnel or reserve law enforcement officers if local school boards ask. The plan requires mandatory active shooter training and says faculty and students must be involved in active shooter drills. It calls for an increase in funding for safe school infrastructure, such as metal detectors, steel doors, and upgraded locks. Finally, the plan outlines a $50 million allocation for mental health initiatives, including the expansion of mental health services teams, a Department of Children and Family case manager embedded in every sheriff's department, and matching grants for sheriff's office to set up special law enforcement teams to work with DCF case managers.
An official trip to Washington is off for Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto. After a tense phone call with President Donald Trump, the visit had initially been planned for March, according to a White House official, who confirmed to CNN that the visit will not take place as planned. The Washington Post initially reported the cancellation, saying it came because of a strained phone call on February 20th. During the call, Peña Nieto reportedly called off the trip because Trump refused to publicly affirm Mexico's position on a border wall, specifically that Mexico will not pay for it. A White House official did tell CNN that the call between the two leaders was, quote, less hostile than the one that occurred a year ago.
Hey guys, here's your scoop for today. Congratulations to the Model UN team who won Best Large Delegation at FIU, led by senior Alan Navarro. Congratulations to sophomores Christopher Alvarez, Alexander Blanco, and Kevin Valito, who qualified to the NSDA National Tournament in Informative Speaking, Humorous Interpretation, and Extemporaneous Speaking. There will be a Student Advisory Program, SAP, meeting this Monday at 3 p.m. in the F section. Senior International Thespian Society will also be meeting February 26th at 3 p.m. in I-108. The Beta Club will also be meeting, and Operation Hope is also the last club meeting today, starting at 3:05 p.m. in H222. The History Club will be meeting tomorrow at 3 p.m. in I-103, and Speech and Debate meetings will also meet tomorrow in I-103. That's all for your scoop. Now stay tuned as we bring you weather and sports after these messages.
Good morning, Belen. It's looking like a pretty nice day out. Aside from a few scattered clouds, let's take a look at your forecast for today. All right, guys, we're looking at temperatures in the mid to high 80s and lows in the low 70s with relative humidity at 65%, winds moving east-southeast at 10 miles an hour, and a 20% chance of rain. Moving on to your extended forecast. Going on through the week, we're looking at a pretty nice week with slight chances of rain across the board, with Thursday being mostly sunny and your highs in the mid-80s and your lows in the low 70s.
Good morning, Wolverine Nation. JV baseball played a doubleheader over the weekend. Game 1, Sebastian Reguero, Ryan Bertrand, Alejandro Morales all played a key role in Belen's 10-4 victory over Coral Springs Charter. In Game 2, the Wolverines couldn't keep that momentum going from Game 1, losing 4-8. The varsity baseball team will play in their first district matchup against the RAL Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Belen Jesuit Crew Varsity held nothing back at the Sarasota Invitational Regatta, guided by their coaches as well as 2 extremely experienced coxswains. The varsity came away with 7 gold medals and 4 silver medals. There was a lot of bling to hand out this weekend. Congratulations, guys. The varsity Lord soccer team won the state championship Friday afternoon. Sassy Mascaro scored the game-winning goal in the final minutes to carry her team to the Lords' first ever state championship. The varsity lacrosse team played St. Brendan Saturday and beat them in dominating fashion, winning the game 16-0. The JV lacrosse team is scheduled to play Columbus. Game time is 3 o'clock. The middle school water polo team plays at Gulliver. Game time is 4 o'clock. The Miami Heat honored Marjorie Stoneman Douglas and had a terrific offensive performance, beating the Grizzlies 115-89. The team will play against the 76ers at 7:30. Now that's all for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Mario. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook for all the latest news and pictures. I'm Raul Rodriguez.
And I'm Danny Espon. From everyone here, have a wonderful day and stay golden, Wolverines.